Could gold and silver ever become worthless in the future, like we've seen with countless stocks and cryptocurrencies? That's what I want to explore in this video. Let's get into it. Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. Now, one of the inspirations for this video was actually an old episode of The Twilight Zone where these guys rob this bank, then they go into the future, and most of them die. There's one left. He's walking through the desert trying to find water, and, well, I'll just play the clip.
This is gold here. Drive me to town. If you give me water, you gotta have it. You gotta have it.
Who is it, George? What's the matter with him?
Some old tramp. That's what he was. He's dead.
What's that?
Gold. That's what he said he was. He wanted to give it to me in exchange for a lift into town.
Gold. Now, what in the world would he be doing with this gold?
I don't know. He's probably off his rocker. Can you imagine that? He offered this to me as if it was really worth something.
You know, wasn't it worth something once, George? I mean, didn't people use gold for money?
Sure, about 100 years or so ago, before they found a way of manufacturing it.
In the more popular sci-fi universe of Star Trek, they have these machines called replicators that can make pretty much anything, including gold. So gold and silver have little to no value in the Star Trek universe, leading to this awesome clip.
We use dollars.
Dollars? Never heard of them. Don't you have any gemstones or precious minerals?
You mean like gold?
Gold is good. What you are about to hear is the most beautiful sound in the galaxy. Oh, that can't be. There's no latinum in these bricks. What? Someone's extracted all the latinum! There's nothing here but worthless gold. And it's all yours.
So far, this is all science fiction, but what about in real life? Can gold be created from other elements? Well, according to this professor of physics at West Texas A&M University, yes, gold can be created from other elements, but the process requires nuclear reactions and is so expensive that you currently cannot make money by selling the gold that you create from other elements. Usually, gold is created from platinum, so you would need the price of gold to go up, but not the price of platinum to ever make this cost effective. Additionally, much of the gold created from other elements is radioactive, so you're going to have to take this into account. Here's the steps to make it. Build a nuclear reactor to act as your source of neutrons. That seems like it could be difficult. Place mercury in the reactor. After a large amount of work, only a tiny portion of gold is created. And finally, decontaminate the resulting gold. This is harder than it sounds because you can't separate out non-radioactive gold from radioactive gold using purely chemical methods. So this is going to be very, very expensive, very difficult, and if you don't die in the process, you might end up with a very small amount of gold that is probably radioactive. So don't try this at home. And this brings us to the main part of the video. Will gold and silver ever become worthless? Well, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why they probably won't, and then I'll give you one scenario in which they could have very little value. The first reason should seem pretty obvious by now, but there is a limited supply of gold and silver on this planet. Now, every couple of years, we see an article about a massive asteroid floating around Earth that could be mined for all of the billions and trillions of dollars worth of gold and silver on it. But you know what? This is all just fiction. It would cost way too much money to actually send rockets out to these asteroids. And you know, if they ever did hit Earth, it would probably just kill all of us. So it's not feasible to mine asteroids. What we have on this planet is all we have and all we will ever have. So because there is a limited supply of precious metals, they're always going to have value. And as I mentioned before, it is extremely difficult to create gold. You need platinum, you need a nuclear reactor, it's probably going to be radioactive, all that kind of stuff. So you can't make more of it. what we have is what we have. And well, to be quite frank, we need precious metals. That brings me to the second point. Both gold and silver are needed for industry. Gold is used in electronics because it is very reliable for plating switches and connectors, because gold is a great conductor of electricity, but also it never tarnishes. So if you want your electronic devices to work for a long period of time, you're going to need to use gold. Gold has also been used in dentistry for a very long time, and there are other medical uses for gold as well, one of which is in certain cancer treatments, you'll actually implant gold to kind of soak up the radiation. So gold has many different uses. Silver, however, has many more. Because silver is one of the most conductive metals on the planet, it is great to use in solar panels. And virtually all electronics today have silver wiring because, again, silver is a great conductor of electricity. Silver can also be used for water purification, and it is widely used in medicine because it is naturally antibacterial, so it is placed on burn victims and things like that. So to recap, there is a limited supply of both gold and silver, and we need them for industry and medicine, so they are never going to be worthless. And the third reason is that people are drawn to them. They are attractive. People have been using gold and silver as money for thousands of years, and they are still money today. Especially gold, I think there is something almost in our DNA that draws us to the beauty of gold. It is heavy when you hold it in your hand. It shines in the light. Same with silver. It just plays in the light. I think silver is actually the most reflective of all metals as well. So that's one reason people used it in mirrors for many years. But both gold and silver, they have beauty, people desire them, and again, I don't think they're ever going to be worthless. They're always going to have value. But I can think of one scenario where gold and silver would have very little value, and that is if you were to be deserted on an island with no one to trade with. You really couldn't use your gold and silver for very much. I mean, yeah, you could use your silver for that water purification we talked about. Also, some forms of medicine you could just use raw silver for, but gold, very little value. You're not going to be able to do much with it. It's a malleable metal. You're not going to be able to make tools out of it. You're not going to be able to make weapons out of it. So your gold, not so much. Your silver might still have some value if you're on a deserted island.
But why is the rum gone?
But other than that, I think your precious metals are always going to have value, and that's one of the reasons why I stack them, and I prefer them over something like a cryptocurrency, which could go to zero. So let me know your thoughts about this. Is there any scenario in which you could envision gold and silver becoming worthless? Put it down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.